We are down to the last hours before turnaround, so we're just going to stretch this out as long as we can. No, not really. But I hope you had a good day around the Capitol. We had a lot of visitors here, had some 4-H kids, and we've been blessed to have our state FFA officers with us as well. We're going to spend just a few moments with them. So as we get underway, I want to remind you that we did send out the minutes. We'll ask for approval of those coming up in just a little bit. So if you didn't, they should be available emailed to you. So find those. So with that, we'll get underway this afternoon. And joining us is the state officer team for Kansas FFA. And their president is Christian Pena from Sublette. And so, Mr. President, the floor is yours. Welcome to committee.
Hello, everybody. I am Christian Pena, the Kansas FFA State President. I'm originally from Sublette, and I'm a freshman at Kansas State University, majoring in ag education. Along with me, I have a few of my teammates, Peyton Reba, Vice President from Cheney, Cecilia Newby, State Secretary from Labette County, Carly Neer, State Treasurer from Pfeiffer, Sage Taves, the State Reporter from Canton, and Kai Cox, State Sentinel from Long Island. And accompanying with us today is our National Invitational FFA Spanish Creed-speaking champion, Maria Cibrian Vasquez from Uniontown. As I stand in front of you today, I'm thrilled to share some fantastic news from Kansas FFA. To start with, we've seen a remarkable growth, 30% growth in membership over the past decade. This milestone highlights the enduring significance of ag education and FFA in shaping the lives of students across our state. As we celebrate this achievement, it's important to recognize the broader context in which it occurs. This week, we are not only celebrating the growth of Kansas FFA, but also commemorating National FFA Week, a time to honor the impact of FFA chapters nationwide and the contributions they make to agriculture, education, and community development. Currently, agriculture, education, and FFA is in 102 of the 105 counties in Kansas, with more than 18,000 students enrolled in 220-plus local chapters. Nearly 300 ag education instructors provide experiences in the classroom through workplace skill development with supervised agricultural experiences, leadership development events, and career development events. Today, there are more than 13,000 members of the Kansas FFA Association. Now, you may be asking yourself, why is the FFA so crucial for our students? Well, firstly, it's an incredible platform for personal growth and skill development. Career and leadership development events and leadership opportunities, FFA members learn essential skills like public speaking, teamwork, and problem solving. These skills are not just useful for FFA experiences, but for life beyond high school. FFA plays a vital role in promoting agricultural literacy and fostering an appreciation for the importance of agriculture. In a world where many are disconnected from their food, agriculture education educates students about agriculture's intricacies and its critical role in our lives. Understanding where our food comes from and the challenges facing our farmers is essential for building a sustainable future. Additionally, the FFA provides a supportive community where members find belonging and lifelong friendships. Whether it's through participating in chapter meetings, attending conventions, or collaborating on community service projects, FFA members create bonds that extend far beyond their high school years. This sense of camaraderie and support is invaluable in helping students navigate the challenges of life. The continued growth of FFA chapters in Kansas is a testament to the organization's impact and relevance. Each new member and chapter represents a commitment to empowering young people and investing in their futures. It's a testament to the dedication of advisors, the support of their communities, and the enthusiasm of students who embody the FFA's values of leadership, service, and excellence. As we kick off National FFA Week, let's celebrate Kansas FFA's incredible growth and the profound impacts that it's had in our students' lives. As we continue to support and nurture FFA chapters, we're not just investing in agriculture's future, but also in the development of our future's leaders, innovators, and the stewards of our communities. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. You got time for some questions if we have a couple? You were probably prepared for that, right?
Yes, sir. If you don't mind, can we please have Maria come up first?
If you want to do that first, that'd be fine.
All right.
Okay. Now, last year we had a Creed winner that spoke to us, and so this is probably the first time a national winner from Kansas. And so we go to Uniontown. So Maria, thanks for being here today. And so the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. El credo de FFA por E.M. Tiffany. Creo en el futuro de la agricultura, con una fe que no nace de las palabras, sino de los hechos. Logros conseguidos por las generaciones presentes y pasadas de agricultores. En la promesa de días mejores, a través de mejores maneras. Así como creo que las mejores cosas de las que gozamos hoy han llegado a nosotros como resultado de las luchas de años anteriores. Creo que vivir y trabajar en una buena finca o dedicarse a otras actividades agrícolas es agradable y al mismo tiempo es un reto, porque conozco las alegrías e inconvenientes de la vida agrícola y mantengo una afición innata por aquellas asociaciones que no le negaré ni siquiera en horas de desaliento. Creo en nuestro propio liderazgo y en el respeto a los demás. Creo en mi propia capacidad de trabajar de manera eficiente y de pensar con claridad. Con cuántos conocimientos y habilidades pueda adquirir. Y en la capacidad de los agricultores progresistas para servir nuestros propios intereses y el interés público en la producción y la comercialización del producto de nuestro trabajo. Creo en menos dependencia de la caridad y más poder en la negociación, en la vida abundante y en que haya suficiente riqueza honesta para ayudar a que así sea, tanto para los demás como para mí. Sin necesidad de caridad y más de ella cuando sea necesario. Creo en ser feliz y en ser más honesto con aquellos cuya felicidad depende de mí. Creo que la agricultura de Estados Unidos puede y debe mantenerse fiel a las mejores tradiciones de nuestra vida nacional y que puedo ejercer influencia en mi hogar y en la comunidad que se mantendrá firme por mi parte en esta inspiradora tarea. Gracias.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
I was following along. You say Taco Bell? No. Come on. Was it?
Muy bien, muy bien.
Whatever. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Gracias. Gracias.
Very good. It was very good.
Thank you so
Exactly.
much.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
got time for some questions too?
Yes.
Since you're standing up, Mr. President, any questions for this? If that doesn't inspire you about the future of agriculture, right there, with the passion that she has, that's the creed. She wasn't telling a story. She was telling about very much a breathing document. Any questions for both of these? They're right here. Got the opportunity. Who wants to be the first one? Representative Blex.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It is refreshing to see you guys with so much passion and enthusiasm. I do appreciate that. And sometimes as we age and we get older, we kind of think the world's going to pot, and you've kind of changed my mind on that, and I appreciate what you do. And I think the message that you show to all of us is very important. And I appreciate that jacket. It's been a long, long time since I had one on. And as I recall, the girls were not quite as pretty as these bunch out here as when I went to FFA. So,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Other questions or comments? Representative Younger.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to give Christian a heads up that I sent your parents a picture of you standing there, so.
He was here. Anything else? Well, again, thank you both. And since you're both, leaders and what you have done, what's the next step, Maria, with this? I mean, and through this whole process, has that changed maybe some experiences in what you want to do, say in a career or what?
Well, since I was little, my mom, she has multiple sclerosis, and so that's a chronic disease from the neurologic system, nervous system, I mean. So I've always wanted to be a doctor, and I also have a passion for agriculture and for the FFA organization. Despite not being involved with my future career, I will always be involved with it.
Thank you so much. Representative Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Certainly very inspiring to hear from people that are, those of you who have been selected by your peers as leaders. My question would be, obviously the FFA program has been very successful at developing leaders as well as skills and knowledge, and actually increasing in number at a time when our public education system has struggled and has not enjoyed that same level of success in numbers and also in development of leadership or academic skills. What would be your recommendations to us, what we can learn from the FFA program that would be applicable to applying to education of those who are not in FFA and that program?
Responding to your question, the FFA, it's a home to not just students in agriculture, but it's a home to everyone in the education system. We place a large emphasis on the fact that our organization allows students to come in and explore their passions. We have everything from A to Z, and we want students to be able to feel comfortable in our organization and be willing to step out of their comfort zone. For somebody like me, I wasn't directly involved in agriculture. It was something that I just gave a try in high school, and I'm so thankful for the organization that has brought me here today.
Representative Hsu.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Do you guys know off the top of your head about how much of your membership is Latino nowadays?
I do not know off the top of my head.
It stands to reason that long term, the future of FA is going to probably continue to skew that way, and then probably the reason of having a Spanish language competition at all probably indicates that as well. Thank you guys for being here. This is wonderful.
I actually have an answer to that question now. Out of the roughly 13,000 members, we have about 1,000 Hispanic and Latinos.
Very good. Okay, and again, and the officer crew, not our team, I guess, is from all different sizes of schools. And just so you know, the two of them are from my district. So I think that's a good thing, advisors, that we keep at least 2 state officers in the 110th district. Can we make that happen? No. Anything else? I know Representative Minix.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to congratulate this young group. They're a fine example of the people that got to wear those blue corduroy coats. And it stands for so much more than we can even talk about here today. From meats judging, land judging, par law, there's all kinds of events that these kids participate in, competition, and yet it's a friendly competition. At the end of the day, we're all good neighbors. And that's basically what this creed says. So I want to thank you guys for coming today, and congratulations.
Thank you.
If there are no further questions, thank you for having us today, and we look forward to future conversations with you all.
Very good. Thank you very much. And Mr. Plaska from Department of Agriculture, thanks for getting them everywhere where they need to be. And we hope this is at least 2 years in a row now we're able to do this. We hope the next year we're able to do this as well during FFA week. So enjoy that. And so Maria, if you need, I understand that you have some things you need to take care of. So when you need to leave, that's fine. So again, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, committee, let's go on to the other business. And if we get that done today, we won't have to meet tomorrow before we go on the floor for our turnaround. So before that, let's, we have the minutes need approval for January 16th, 17th, 22nd, and 23rd. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes? Represented by, moved by Representative Mosier, seconded by Representative Roth. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of approval of the minutes of the January 16th, 17th, 22nd, and 23rd, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Minutes are approved. We will now go to final action on House Bill, not final action. We will now work House Bill 2608. And that is for Poultry Disease Control Act. And so with that, Kyle, I have an amendment. And so do you want to pass the amendment out first before explaining, or do you want to explain the bill? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 2608 amends the Poultry Disease Control Act by doing the following: authorizing the Animal Health Commissioner to adopt rules and regulations to administer the act, establishing an annual participation fee not to exceed $50 for participation in the National Poultry Improvement Plan, establishing a certification fee not to exceed $50 for persons performing testing and diagnostic services, establishing a testing fee not to exceed $100 per visit to each location participating in the plan, allowing the Commissioner to revoke any national plan, hatchery, or U.S. Palorum typhoid clean designation for failure to pay the annual plan participation fee within a 60-day grace period. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Kyle, would you pass out the amendment, please? Committee, this amendment is really cleanup language primarily to make sure we understand exactly what that this is dealing with the Palorum typhoid testing. So, Kyle, anything else we need to explain in this bill?
Just to reiterate, the new testing and diagnostic services fee, you can see on page 2, would, under the amendment, only apply to testing and diagnostic services related to Palorum typhoid. And then just below that, the new language in subsection D currently states that testing or poultry disease diagnostic services performed by someone other than the Commissioner or their designee is not considered sufficient under the national plan. The amendment restricts that language, so it applies to testing or diagnostic services related to Palorum typhoid. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. And this was to make sure there was no confusion, and it was broad in poultry disease. It was simply to deal with this test. Questions? Seeing that, I close on my amendment. Yes. Oh, yes, by Roth. Yep. So all those in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Post same sign. Amendment carries. Back on the bill. Any other questions or amendments or comments on this bill? Seeing none, Representative Mosier.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move we pass out House Bill 2608 favorably as amended.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor, no, second, need a second, by White. It's Representative White. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Post same sign. Bill is passed out as amended. Bill 2608. We will now work House Bill 2542. I have an amendment, so we will pass out the amendment before any discussion. This is what they. This is the chairman's mark. This is the chairman's mark. This is what I have done. All right, so you have the amendment, which is a substitute for House Bill 2542. And so, Mr. Hamilton, would you do a brief explanation of now what is in and not in the bill?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this is going to be a little similar to what we did with the hemp bill, where the amendment was a substitute bill. And if that amendment to pass a substitute bill passes, it would basically throw out the underlying bill and it would be replaced by what you see in the substitute bill. So in this document, this substitute bill would retain only two of the substantive changes from the underlying bill. The first one is that USDA licensed breeders and distributors would be subject to state regulations. And you can see those changes reflected on pages 5. That change strikes out some of the language in the definition section that said that the definition of adequate veterinary care did not apply to USDA licensed breeders. And then the second change to the USDA breeders and distributors, that's on page 9. Again, just striking language, and this was a change that was in the underlying bill. And then the second substantive change in this substitute bill is to require the department to maintain records of inspection for not less than 5 years. And that change can be found on page 7. So I'll give you some time to review, but just let me know if you have any initial questions.
Questions on the substitute bill? Yes, Representative Probst.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to make sure I know what the substitute amendment, the amendment that is a substitute bill does. The bill that we heard before had a number of provisions in it, and this takes all of that out, reverts back to already existing law with the exception of the two items that Kyle mentioned, which is the record keeping and the language around the USDA breeders. So everything else that we talked about
It's been
is gone.
stricken. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Representative Jacobs.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I apologize for being late. So just quickly briefing, this looks like it just slims down and streamlines what was previous or what is on the table right now.
What this does is strikes most all of the language that was in the proposed new bill.
Yes, sir.
And so it goes back to things that looked like there was probably the most agreement on, and that's what we stayed with.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Other questions? Anything? No, I'll see. Seeing none, I close on my substitute amendment. Seconded by Mosier. All those in favor of House Bill 2542 as amended, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Bill is passed. Does anybody want to have their vote recorded? As amended.
That was the amendment.
That's right. We didn't vote for the amendment first. I apologize. That was the amendment, so we're back on the bill. Thank you. We're back on the bill as amended. I do apologize. It feels like Monday. Oh, that's right. It is Monday. Other questions on the bill or comments? Representative Gardner.
I would just like to say that, I think these amendments help the bill and strengthen it, but I still have serious reservations about this statute and that I think need to be addressed. And so I would not support just making a few changes to it at this point.
Other comments or questions on the bill? Seeing none, now I close on House Bill 2542 as amended. Seconded by Mosier. All those in favor of passage of House Bill 2542 as amended, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. House Bill 2542 is passed out as amended. That is what we have on the agenda for today. And we got you out before 6, so thanks for your hard work. Again, we are not scheduled to meet tomorrow, so that will give you time to rest up and eat your Wheaties for being on the floor Wednesday, Thursday, and whenever. We will watch your email. We will come back. I'm not sure how many bills we're going to get from the Senate side, but we will have some and have to work fairly quickly. I know there's at least 2, possibly 3 that I know of right now that will be coming across, and then we'll go from there. I do not believe any of our bills. I've not asked any bills to be blessed, so what was on our agenda, we have to maybe start next year if you want to bring those back. Anything else for the good of the cause? We are adjourned.